On EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Took you out low. 50 seconds. Come on. It's coming this way. Coming this way. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
First carry now for Justice Hill. He's got a first down past the 30. And down right around the 37. A huge play there right off the bat. 44 yards on the ground. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Hill. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Push him back. Go.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jacob Hollister, 63 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Ready.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of there? Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Check 48 the mark.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 29 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. This is taken at his 4. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays.
And a big loss here as he's taken down with a sack at Ziggy Ansah. Now this one from about 2 counties over. After the sack, they come up on a second and very long. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll try and run it. The quick feet by Jackson. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
On third down, it's Hill. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Jackson now, buying time to his left. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
50 seconds to buy.
On first down, it's Carson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They run it with Carson. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, alert. Check 15, check.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he is all the way up past the 25. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Ezekiel Ansah able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
It's our time. Check 31, check 31. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Stay at home, stay at home. 54 is Mike, 54 is right.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Ingram's got the 1st down and more, and he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Check, 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 check.
Ingram again, a 1st down carry. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down and 4. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40, the 30, 10, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Jason Myers for the extra point.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 75 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. Got him in, it's Brown. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll run on 1st down. Ingram, he's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This one from 35 yards away. Tucker's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Hey, 57. Record.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. 1st down Seahawks.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and now it's third down.
14.
Wilson will throw again. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Being chased out left. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson steps away to his left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Rip left. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey, watch Sam. Check.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd and 4. This crowd urging on their defense. They're up and making noise. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the side.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
2 yards, good enough for a first. On first down, Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now it's Carson. Able to pick up a healthy chunk of yards, 7-yard gain, but a tough 3rd and 9 upcoming.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 37. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a first down in field goal range already. They'll run on first down. It's Carson and whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So 2nd down, and this defense certainly going to sell out to stop the run. Wilson wants to throw it. Steps away. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, 26 yards. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Here's Wilson. He's got it. And they will not go quietly as we are back to a two-score game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. Throwing now is Jackson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ziggy Ansah in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Throwing now is Wilson. Escaping the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Dancing to his left. He'll find Metcalf. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he is all the way up past the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Not today, you are. Not today. Let it go.
This is Ingram. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. So the victory here for Seattle. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Well, without question, when you force